Welcome back, my tarot-turning seekers of truth, my rhythm-roaming keepers of reverie, my starlight-seeking wanderers of shadow. Hobo Yeti here, standing at the crossroads where instinct whispers louder than logic. Today we're diving into the Tarot Hobo, the free spirit who carries survival in their bones and intuition in their breath. They move light, watch closely, and know that sometimes the safest path is the one no one else notices. Their story isn't about fortune-telling smoke. It's about reading people, reading places, and keeping their freedom alive one choice at a time. Now, the Tarot Hobo isn't a figure stuck in history or folklore. They live in the here and now. Most often it's a woman, though anyone can walk this path. The archetype embodies the same sense that once surrounded the Romani mystique, not crystal balls and stage tricks, but the deeper art of intuition, of seeing what others miss, of pairing feelings with facts until survival itself becomes second nature. It's less prophecy and more perception, less mysticism and more reading the room like a deck of tarot cards. Their world is twofold. Sometimes they're in motion, drifting down highways, thumbing for rides, carrying only what the day requires. Other times they're in stillness, a hidden tent in the woods, a cache of supplies stashed in thorny brush, a life lived on the edge of a city where silence can be both protection and prison. Whether moving or rooted, the same rules guide them: intuition to sense danger, observation to confirm it, and adaptability to slip free. They aren't just surviving, they're writing their own survival story in every choice, every camp, every turn of the road. So with that picture in mind, let's lay out some of the core strategies that shape the Tarot Hobo. These aren't abstract ideas, they're the lived codes of survival that a traveler, or anyone who wears this archetype, uses to stay safe. Whether walking highways, hitching rides, or staying hidden in a thicket near town, the same patterns emerge: intuition leading, observation following, and every choice filtered through the demand of survival. 1. The evil eye. For the Tarot Hobo, intuition is the first filter of survival. It isn't superstition, it's the sharpened awareness that years of experience create. That small tightening in the stomach, the sudden unease at a stranger's tone, these are signals, not guesses. When intuition speaks, they listen. The Romani once gained a reputation for fortune-telling, not necessarily because they saw the future, but because they saw the present more clearly than others. A Tarot Hobo follows that same line. They treat feelings as messages from the subconscious, warnings built from countless unnoticed observations. If someone offers a ride, but their eyes dart too quickly or their laugh rings false, intuition doesn't debate, it acts. Survival begins with trust in that inner voice. 2. The tarot spread. Intuition alerts, but reading the room confirms. The Tarot Hobo pays close attention to the fine print of behavior. The way hands grip a wheel too tightly, the shift in posture when a question lands, the silence after a too smooth promise. Each detail is another card on the table. They read these signs like a fortune spread, not by the book, but by interpreting what is unsaid. A crowd may laugh, but if one face stays still, that's the face they watch. A person may speak warmly, but their body signals strain. This is not paranoia, it is practiced perception. By piecing these fragments together, the Tarot Hobo sees the truth beneath the surface and makes choices that keep them alive. 3. The broken path. Routine is the luxury of the housed. For the Tarot Hobo, patterns are danger. Walking the same road at the same time each day, charging at the same outlet in the same library corner, visiting the same store too often. These habits build a map for anyone watching. And predators read maps, so the Tarot Hobo breaks rhythm deliberately. They change paths, alter hours, shift routines, until predictability disappears. Each day looks different, each movement just slightly out of sync with yesterday. This unpredictability makes them harder to follow, harder to trap. Invisibility isn't always about being unseen. It's about never letting anyone know where you'll be next. By destroying patterns, they destroy opportunity for those who might target them. 4. The whispering mirror. In the modern age, a phone is more than a tool. It's a portable shield. Even a cracked prepaid device carries enormous weight in survival. The Tarot Hobo uses it like armor, snapping photos of license plates before climbing into a car, sending texts to a lifeline contact, setting timers for check-ins, even pretending to be mid-conversation while hitching a ride or walking through a rough neighborhood projects a kind of invisible witness. Strangers may not believe in omens, but they believe in consequences if someone else is listening. For the Tarot Hobo, the phone is not attachment, it's leverage. It extends their eyes, their reach, and their perceived safety far beyond the limits of their immediate body. 5. The hidden ally. Not every escape is a door or a path. Sometimes it's another human. In a tense crowd, the Tarot Hobo scans quickly for the safest figure, maybe a mother with children, maybe an older traveler whose presence radiates calm. By drifting closer to that anchor, they reshape the energy around themselves. Predators are less likely to strike near someone steady, and the Tarot Hobo uses this like camouflage. Beyond the immediate, they also collect numbers of good guys, decent locals who can be called in an emergency. Maybe those men imagine something more, but to the Tarot Hobo, it's another ace in the hole, another tether if things turn dangerous. People can be shields, near or far, if you know how to place them. 6. The layered veil. The Tarot Hobo understands that safety often comes from the ability to shift roles, to adapt. They don't just throw on muted clothes and hope to vanish. They build layers, like armor and disguise in one. Underneath there may be a blouse or a shirt with a touch of style, something quietly feminine, something that could belong in a cafe or casual gathering. Jewelry may stay tucked in a pack, ready to be slipped on if blending into a housed crowd requires polish. Over that base layer comes the camouflage, a hoodie, a jacket, a coat that erases shape and softens presence. Each layer can be peeled back or covered depending on where they are. This flexibility makes them a chameleon, able to walk unseen among travelers, workers, or locals, adjusting their appearance until they fit where they need to. 7. The vanishing tent. A tent can be shelter, but in daylight it's also a beacon. The Tarot Hobo treats camp like a secret, not a home. When absent, they collapse poles, flatten fabric, and conceal everything under brush, thorns, or bramble. What shelters them at night must vanish by morning. Even footprints are considered, pressed lightly, scattered to fade, leaving less sign than a deer trail. Their campsite is not permanent, it is borrowed, hidden in the folds of the land. The goal is simple, to exist without evidence. While others mark territory, the Tarot Hobo erases theirs. Stillness becomes survival when it leaves no trace for others to follow. Their home exists only for them, and then it is gone. 8. The buried coin. The Tarot Hobo doesn't keep everything in one place. They scatter their life across hidden caches like a squirrel planting nuts against winter. A spare sleeping bag in one thicket, food in another, a backup pack beneath branches. By carrying only a light day pack, they remain fast, able to vanish if needed. If one cache is found or destroyed, another remains untouched. This redundancy is their insurance. It keeps them resilient even when disaster strikes. Each cache is a lifeline, hidden so well that only they know the web of survival strung across the landscape. This isn't hoarding, it's strategy. Their life is scattered, but in scattering it, they make themselves harder to break. 9. The locked chest. Trust, like food, must be rationed. The Tarot Hobo understands that everyone presents a polished mask at first. Smiles are rehearsed, stories are curated, and only time reveals the cracks. So they share in fragments. A joke here, a memory there, never enough to bind them to one place or one person too deeply. This doesn't mean they are cold. They can be warm, funny, open even, but the lock remains inside. Trust is given slowly, measured out only after consistency is proven. By rationing trust, they keep themselves from being entangled in situations that can't be escaped. Connection is valuable, but survival demands boundaries. The Tarot Hobo never pours everything into someone they just met. 10. The wandering star. The Tarot Hobo feels the pull of the horizon. Wanderlust is their heartbeat, the desire to move, to see what lies beyond the next bend. But unlike a romanticized drifter, they temper that freedom with vigilance. Each new step is measured, exits mapped, omens considered. They can laugh at a raven's croak while still treating it as a reminder to stay sharp. They travel because they want to, but they survive because they never stop watching. Freedom without caution is a trap. Vigilance without freedom is a prison. The Tarot Hobo balances both, carrying the weight of awareness while still chasing the spark of the open road. The Tarot Hobo is more than a traveler, more than a homeless survivor. They are a living map of adaptability. Intuition leads, observation confirms, and every layer of their life is designed to keep freedom alive without losing safety. Whether drifting across highways or hiding a tent in thorny brush, the same codes apply. Trust sparingly, move unpredictably, and always keep exits within reach. They embody the balance between freedom and vigilance, wanderlust, and survival. The Tarot Hobo may pass unseen, but every choice leaves a quiet testament. Endurance is its own kind of wisdom. I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, ravens aren't always omens. Sometimes they just have a better view. Peace.